Now I'd like to introduce Michelle Daley, who's the acting CEO of the Alliance for Inclusive Education.
We kick off. So Richard sends me an email. Michelle, EU staff, can you speak on prominent disabled black leaders? 5 minutes. Okay. Here we go. that was my email, so yeah, I've got it right. I'm going to do 5 minutes. So that's what I'm here to speak on, prominent black disabled leaders. So I'm going to focus on 4 women from the UK. I really just want to really focus on 4 women, because often when we think about disabled black people, we tend to look to the USA, and forgetting that we have got prominent black leaders in the UK. And it was important to me when I came in to the disability movement to be able to identify with other disabled black leaders and to see what they've done in the work in terms of equality. And that's the key bit about my presentation. And I'll use the term black, and that's to refer to all people who are not white, and that just clears it up. Next slide, Richard. Okay. So we've got a picture here of Barbara Stewart's hand, and she was a poet and community activist from East London, and she also was known for her work around hate crimes. I like that picture. I think it's a powerful picture with the hands interlocked. I think it's a great picture. She may not be well known on the platform, but in community work, she does some great work around East London. So I thought that'd be great to spot the picture. So the title of the slide, Disabled Black Leaders You Don't Learn About, it's deliberate, and it's to remind us that disabled black leaders also paved the way for equality and contributed to pushing for equal rights. In 2007, Jane might remember you there, and it was at one of the at one of the events, I was commissioned by the Greater London Authority to look at the role disabled people played in the abolition of the transatlantic slave trade. While working on the project, I discovered a woman by the name of Mary Prince, and also learned that she was a disabled woman. And I was like, wow, that really interested me. And what interested me the most about her was her work and how she achieved freedom and the way she used lived experience to create change in law for everyone. That was really, really interesting. Next slide, please. So Mary Prince was a British abolitionist and an author. She was brought to London from Barbados in the 1820s by a Roman called Wood. In 1829, after a series of attempts, Mary was one of the first women to successfully present an anti-slavery petition to Parliament to end enslavement of African people and also for freedom from slavery. I'm not going to go into much details about that background. So on the 1st of August 1833, 2 years after Mary's book was published, Britain passed the Slavery Abolition Act, which ends slavery in the British Caribbean. Today, the 1st of August is known as Emancipation Day. It's a day that I always mark every year, and I was lucky one year to be in the Caribbean, and it's an amazing time for many Caribbeans. Here is an extract from her book, and it's titled The History of Mary Prince. And this is what she says. I'm not going to read all of it, but I'll just read bits of it. They will have work, night and day, sick or well, till we are quite done up. And we must not speak up, nor look amiss. However much we be abused, this is slavery. I tell it to let English people know the truth. So here you can talk about the lived experiences to get the message across. Mary paved the way for women, black people, and disabled people. She became known as a campaigner for emancipation. In 2007, Mary Prince's memory was honoured with a plaque donating the place where she lived in England. And also her story is part of the London Sugar and Slavery exhibit at the Museum of London Docklands. I've actually been there, it's quite good. So 2 other prominent women is Nasa Baden and Millie Hill. They both actively wrote and spoke about equal representation and intersection experience of disabled people, or black disabled people. They're also known for their book they co-wrote titled Reflection. I think many of you know about that, which continues to be relevant today. Nasa and Millie Hill wanted people to acknowledge that change for disabled black people is unlikely to be achieved in a meaningful way while there remains intersectional oppression. In a book titled Disability, Politics, Understanding Our Past, Changing Our Future, written by Jane, you remember that? Jane and Mike Oliver, really expressed her concerns. Again, I'll read just a bit from a quote to the change slide. Yeah, got that one, yeah, okay. They're done with it, sorry, yeah. So Jane, remember, capturing this data. She says, I still see very few Black disabled people actively involved in the movement. A lot of this is historical because of the way organisations have been built up. They have been led primarily by white people, white males mostly, and Black disabled people are not actively involved in them. Millie's point also relates to the work of Kimberly William Crenshaw, who introduced a theory on intersectionality. She forced us to think about the overlapping oppression, but also intersectional erasure. And I'm not sure if anyone's heard of that term, intersectional erasure, caused by groups being mutually exclusive, with mutually exclusive politics and policies. And basically it's about single issues, we're looking at single issues. And this is a huge problem, because most people, we live multiple identities, which means that the agendas do not meet the needs of all its members and never will. So the legacy of Mary, Barbara, Nasser and Millie's work is so important because it encourages us to think about intersectional oppression and create opportunities for future Black disabled leaders. Finally, I want to close with a quote from disabled Afro-American civil rights activist Audre Lorde. And I think she sums up the importance of the conversation that we must think intersectionality as a human right. I also feel we need a change in law to address intersectional discrimination, because as Audre Lorde points out, there is nothing as a single issue struggle because we do not live single issue lives. And before I just sum up, I'll just share some stats. So the reason this is so important is that there was a report looking at the exclusion of children in school, and it has some really terrible findings. And one of them pointed out is that if children speak English as a second language, they're 33% more likely to be permanently excluded from school compared to children with English as a first language. And also the Black boys with the learning difficulties who have an EHCP PAD, Education and Healthcare Plan, coming from a disadvantaged background, have a 58% chance of receiving a fixed period exclusion. And I think that sums up why it's such important, why it's so important